Okay, you guys. So how about this? I changed some things here at my house to get the ball rolling here with regard to this. So hopefully you can see there was a light from the webcam that just was too bright, and so hopefully this is a good fix. But the next one creates some different difficulties. The next one, again, the book tends to use degrees, minutes, seconds a lot, and so there's a couple of ways you can do this. One is you can just convert the 40 degrees, 45 minutes into decimal degrees. So that'd be one way you can do that, all right? Or you can just literally type it the way it is. So I'll choose that. So cosine, right? We got 45. We have to open up the angle feature. So that's the secondary feature of this apps button. So I'll press second and angle. And what I have at the very top is the degree. So we're talking 45 degrees. So let me just press enter. And then we have messed up. We have 40 degrees, and then we have 45 minutes. So again, we'll open up that angle menu, right? And right below the degree is the minutes, right? Type that, press my parentheses, and there's basically how I can get the cosine, use my calculator to get the cosine of 40 degrees, 45 minutes. And so press enter, and it looks like we have an estimated answer here of 0.0, what is that, 7576. And so that's how you would do that. So again, you can either convert that and then just put the cosine of that, or just type it in the way it is and let the calculator take over. Again, this is an estimate. So the next one, again, just typing it in, we got the sine of 55 degrees, 20 minutes. So I'll just hit sine, and we've got 55 degrees. So I'm going to have to go second and angle. There's my degree symbol. We've got 20 minutes, second, and there's my little tick mark, if you would, and there's my entry. So there's the sine of 55 degrees, 20 minutes. Press enter, and it looks like we're getting an estimate of 0.8, and what is that, 225? Right, as a answer. Alrighty, so not bad. The next one presents us a little bit of a challenge, all right, because for starters, it's written in cotangent, and it's in a weird position, and we don't have any cotangent features on our calculator. However, what we do know is this is basically our reciprocal, right? So this is the reciprocal identity. 1 over the cotangent 81.4 degrees is the same thing as the tangent of 81.4 degrees. So that is what I'll enter on my calculator. So I'll just put tangent, and this is a nice decimal degree. So we got, oops, the parentheses are already open for me. We've got 81.4, right? Tap enter, and we get an estimate of 6.6122, it looks like. All right, for decimal accuracy. So that's how we handle that. So be aware, our reciprocal identities are needed, right, if we're going to be working with secant and cotangent and cosecant and all that good stuff. The next sequence, we've got a lot going on there, and you have a lot of choices. You could either work at it all at one time, and then kind of piece it together, or you can actually type it exactly the way it looks like, which is what I would recommend, because if you estimate this, and then you estimate this, and then you add those estimates, an error plus an error is going to equal more error, and you're going to start losing that 4 decimal accuracy. So the more accurate you can put in your calculator, the better. Don't use estimated errors to create estimated errors, and that's going to be really big for us when we move forward into the next topic. So please understand what I said there. Don't start estimating things early in the game. You might want to just type it in the way it is. That way you gave the calculator the exact answer, and then we're going to let the calculator do all the rounding. All right, and then we'll round off that answer after the calculator does it rounding. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm going to just type this in literally the way it looks. That's what's kind of nice about these calculators. So I got the sine of 25. I've got the cosine of 25. Don't forget to close those parentheses. We are adding, so plus, right? It looks like I've got the cosine of 25, right? And the sine of 25. I think I typed that in correct. Or oops, 35. I goofed up there. Let me go all the way back. Another nice feature of your calculator, when you mess up, you can just use your scrolling key. That should be a 35, and that should be a 35. I think I fixed that, so let me double check. Cosine 25, sine of 35, sine of 25, yep, plus. Sorry about that. All right, so when I press enter, right, what we get is an estimated value of 0.866 and 0. All right, so interesting little tidbit there. The next one, what's happening here is we've got the cosine function being squared. So the way we'll probably enter that on our calculator, let me use a couple parentheses. We'll probably see it this way on our calculator, right? Rather than just squaring the little thing there. So what we end up getting, it might actually work. I'll experiment. So we get 2. Let me do it my way first. Parentheses. We're talking about the cosine of 15 degrees, close parentheses. We're going to raise that to the second power and then subtract 1. All right, and so when I do it that way, we get 0.866 and 0. Right, and again, that's an estimate. Let me try it the other way. Let me do 2 cosine. Yeah, it's kind of hard. We can't really get that square where I need that square, right? So it looks exactly like we have. We just have to have the understanding that we're taking the result, the output of cosine of 15, and we're squaring it. So I believe that's the way you're going to have to type it in your calculator. So be aware of that. Again, if we had, let's say, the sine cubed of 20 degrees, right, the way I would enter that into my calculator, let me clear that, is I'd have to have some parentheses, type in my sine, right, my angle value, my sine of 20 degrees, close parentheses, and then raise that to the third. Right, and so that's how we type that into our calculator. So this would be parentheses, sine of 20, right, and then the little 3 up there. Press enter, and we get an estimated value of 0.400. Actually, I missed a 0. Alrighty, so there's your calculator thing. We're going to do more with it in just a moment, but for sure what we've seen throughout this activity is how to press some buttons for some angle values that are not nice, right? Not the nice 30, 40, or 60 degree reference angles. How to estimate values for a lot of other angles out there. So be careful, make sure you're pressing the right buttons. Hopefully that was a good introduction. All right, we're going to do more soon in a bit. See you guys in the next video.